Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. I'm going to take a look here at Keeper and kind of see what's going on here. It's a big request from my community as well as my subscribers. So I just want to make sure to get this over to you here, kind of see what's going on. And just so you know, I'm not a financial advisor, just love teaching people how to trade. And this is my full-time day job, right? So I've been doing this for a long time, and I can tell you that I love my job and I love, everyone I get to work with. So thank you so much for making this a reality, and obviously happy to help you. I've got a trading community. If you want to become a better trader, please consider joining that. Month end, we're going to actually have a scenario in which the Trading Academy is going to be available to our members. So it's going to be a really awesome situation. So be sure to check that out in your own time, where I actually teach you how to be a better trader. It's like over 3 or 4 hours worth of content where you can just sit back, relax, and get to know the way that I trade a lot better. Much better than what you learn here, even though this is still relevant and important. So take a look at Keeper. Oh, sorry to preface too, I'm not going to cover Bitcoin because I already covered it today. Check that out. I have a different video for that entirely. But normally I do recommend always looking at Bitcoin before you look at any altcoins to know what's happening. Main reason why we're seeing an increase here is because we saw a 5% recovery from Bitcoin today. It's still rejecting out at 43,000, however, so we're not out of the woods yet, but I can tell you that it's looking better than it was before. Just note, tomorrow we have CPI data, the whole inflation thing going on. We need to understand, and the fact that very well could shift things in the downward fashion, with a lot of momentous indicators causing a bearish divergence right now. So just know we're not free and clear yet. Anyways, enough about that. On to Keeper. So Keeper, here's kind of what's going on. We have this ascending type of pattern I drew out from before. Just in general, it's kind of honoring that. We've also got the 50-day simple moving average as well, working as a nice support level. Furthermore, we've got a bounce off of 50 on the RSI, which is reflectant of 50 on the simple moving average. So big coincidence, we got a nice little bounce there right off of that tentative support, and we have a bounce here as well where we didn't have a bearish divergence. It in fact turned right around today. Again, that's very similar, very synonymous to Bitcoin's behavior today. Keep that in mind. But another thing you got to keep in mind too is this behavior here is much better than most coins in the industry right now. Okay, because again, ever since the first week of November, Bitcoin's been selling off. Somewhere in mid-December, Keeper decided to stop doing that. Obviously, we had a nice little increase during what was it, the 20th through the 25th in December for Bitcoin. Coincidentally, the price was continuing to increase from Keeper. So Keeper turned around before Bitcoin turned around, right? And that's a good sign. The fact that we're holding this motivation here, or this price point, is a very, very good sign as well. So again, just some good stuff you want to kind of take into consideration here, because Keeper does have good potential, and I think we're in good shape overall. In the big picture, the macro looks much better than most coins right now. Just want to bring that to your attention. Now, looking at the 50-day simple moving average on the 4-hour chart, you can see it worked as a nice little support. Look at that, price came up, came down, kind of rested above for about 12 hours and continued upwards. So all good stuff there. We've got also essentially the price under 70 but over 50 on the RSI. That is awesome. That's one of my best case scenarios to me personally, is to see a price just trending between 50 and 70 all the time on the 4-hour chart, at least with the RSI. That's a very strong indication of I wouldn't say necessarily a buy signal. It just tells us that we have more gas left in the tank. The likelihood of it continuing upwards is still fairly high. Okay, so all good stuff there in that sense. I like what I see here on the 4-hour. Let's see what the shorter term time frame looks like here. First volatility sequential, we came up to an 8, got a reset, consolidation, back up to a 7, now another reset. So it's doing a very nice, healthy little push / staircase pattern. So I love to see this happen with coins. You'll hear me talk about it all the time, especially my community, my trading academy. I have a whole section on this where the staircase pattern is extremely important. The reason why I think so is because it gives you these healthy consolidation patterns between increases. Instead of this crazy parabolic nonsense you hear other YouTubers talking about, no offense to some of them, most of them are nonsense, but for the most part, I say that only because I hear so many people talking about how it's nice to get kind of a realistic estimate instead of these crazy parabolic, nonsensical scenarios, right? Keeper's not going to the moon tomorrow. I'm sorry, there's no space analogies here. It's not going to go there, and the reason why is because it's healthy and it's continuing the way that it should, right? If we have a shoot up to about $2,000 tomorrow, it's going to come back down to $1,500 the day after. That does nobody any good because it takes forever for that to recover. We've seen that happen recently. I mean, take a look at this guy. This, believe it or not, was not a very healthy pattern. I would have much rather see the price just continue upwards and be in a much better spot right now. Just a healthy continuation. Again, we can't always ask for that. This shut up really strong and then of course came back down, but look how far it came down. It came down about 70–80% of its original starting point. That is not good. We don't like to see that. And if we don't want to see that again, then we sure as crap do not want to have a scenario where we're hoping for a parabolic increase. This is awesome. We like to see this. Please continue. All right. So good job, Keeper. I'm really happy about that. Moving on to Ichimoku Cloud. Also happy about this too. I love how far away the conversion line is from the baseline. We're well above the price action here. We had a MACD convergence a couple days ago. Reflect it here as well in the 1 hour. And of course, the lagging span is free and clear. So literally we have about 12 to 24 hours worth of, I guess you could say time before that intersects. Therefore, this is a position we can hold for another 24 hours before we need to even worry about either closing our position or significant retracement. Not to say it won't still retrace, but we're above a key level support here and it's consolidating over a support, previous resistance essentially. That is a good sign. So if we can get some more consolidation here and then it legs up, we'll see the same thing here. We'll be free and clear of the price and we can continue to hold our position to the upside. All right, so pending we don't see any stupid crap from Bitcoin tomorrow, Keeper is going to do very well. And again, Keeper's done very well outside of Bitcoin in general, but it still is still reliant on Bitcoin's success to an extent. Everything is right now, okay? Bitcoin goes to 30,000 tomorrow or the day after, no coin's going to be green. It's just not the way that it works. But a lot of coins are breaking free from Bitcoin for the most part, and they recover quickly. They bounce back when Bitcoin has a sell-off, and Keeper is one of those. It's done very well this week, and I ultimately do think that this is one of those. It's actually one of my top 5. So if you saw my top 5 video, I think it's one of my my bonus coins, I guess you could say, that I still feel is going to do very well and continue to do well. And as coincidentally, we have a HODL portfolio in our community with this coin in there. It's probably one of the only coins actually making money right now until today. It was doing very well the last few days. So anyways, bottom line is I like Keeper. I think it's going to do very well. I do think we could see 2,000 again this year. I think that's very realistic. In fact, we probably see it a lot sooner than just this year, if that makes sense. Another couple months, we'll probably be there. According to Fibonacci retracement, though, it does tell us we have this continuation from the previous price point. In fact, why don't we go ahead and increase that to the more relevant data? We can go ahead and see that we should see, look at that, interestingly enough, almost exactly the same exact price point there. The all-time high is essentially a 2x from our highest point right now on the charts. Isn't that crazy how Fibonacci retracement levels are just so stinking accurate? So simply put, 2076, which is the all-time high, can effectively be tested in the next couple of weeks. It could even be sooner. Again, I'm not a hype guy, so I don't think that that's realistic to happen that soon. We don't want it to happen that soon. But if we want another 100% or a 97% increase, which is essentially a 49% increase from where the price is at roughly right now, then we're going to see a nice little increase. So I would just say, feel free to dollar cost average right now. Don't put your whole bag into this, but any good swing trader is going to have 3 to 5% of their overall portfolio in a coin like this. That's what we have actually. And in that sense, if you were to just say have a 3 to 5% portfolio or of your portfolio, feel free to add to your position and just take into consideration the fact that the price could come back down again tomorrow. If it does, it's not the end of the world. You can add to your position again. That's why you leave some money aside and you don't put every egg into one basket, right? Okay, so just keep some money aside, add some to your position now. I think the likelihood of it breaking its all-time high here, or sorry, most recent high of about 1,400, 1,386, then we're going to be able to see some cool stuff once it breaks that. But bottom line here is Keeper's a keeper, and I highly recommend investing if you haven't already. I do think we're going to see 2,000 again in the relative near future. Could happen in a couple weeks, but I think 1 to 2 months is probably a better realistic estimate if we get some nice consolidation before the next leg up. Okay. All right. Hopefully you found benefit here. If you do, like, subscribe. If not, consider joining my community, of course, if you're not currently a member. Again, I send out swing trades and day trades with my communities. They're fully automated. You can one-click follow if you'd like, just to kind of help you understand how to structure your trades, right? Because a lot of people are new to that. I've also got a trading academy as well. It's literally your one-stop shop for everything trading to help you survive this market. And you also get to interact with me directly on a daily basis. I'm interactive in my chat group every single day. So cool stuff. Check that out in your own time. Thanks again for joining me here. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.